Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. You're listening to the tones of the Tonerider Apex Classic set of pickups. And if the title doesn't give it away, they're noiseless. I can't believe they're noiseless because they actually feel and respond like a traditional set of pickups. There's only one other set of noiseless pickups that gives me the same sort of feeling, and that's these right here. The JBE Danny Gatton pickups from my Telecaster, which are completely noiseless. They're a rail sort of system pickup. They're low output. They've got the tally tone. They also have the feel and response. So when you dig in, you get a lot back. And that's how these feel to play. They're kind of reminiscent of, a noiseless set of Texas Specials would be my closest kind of comparison. Now, there's some positions I like more than others, but they've really managed to nail that sort of open Strat sound, which a lot of noiseless pickups don't give you. So if you don't know my channel, I'm a big fan of sort of trying to eliminate the buzz. I went from Fender noiseless pickups, I've had like 3 or 4 sets of those, to D'Allen noiseless pickups. I've had lace sensor golds, which were the ones that were in here prior to me putting these in for this particular video. And these actually have the feel of the lace sensors in terms of how they respond, but they're actually dead silent, and I think the top end out of these is better as well. So odds are I'm going to be keeping these in here for a while, and I'll test them out live coming up just to put them through the true test at a really noisy venue. But yeah, they're dead quiet, and I'm not feeling like I'm missing out, which is the same sort of feeling I get from playing my Danny Gatton pickups in my Telecaster. So they've done a really great job. I'll just give you a quick rundown of how the hum cancelling works here. So the hum cancelling is provided by a lower wind coil with a unique multi-part metal and PCB bobbin that acts as an integrated unit. This lower coil is physically separated by a fiberglass spacer from the upper coil with its 6 beveled Alnico 5 rods. This fine-tuned arrangement results in pure, more open tone without the mid-range honk that plagues some hum-cancelling pickups. And that's the thing, I would also add to this that a lot of traditional noiseless pickups have a really terrible transient note. So as you dig in, you get this spike that you just can't kind of get rid of. These don't have that, and that's one of the nice things about them. They actually feel like a set of Strat pickups, but without any buzz whatsoever. But we'll put them through their paces in this video. We'll test them clean, we'll test some blues and sort of dirty tones, and we'll get over some high gain sounds as well. Now, another benefit to these pickups is, yes, they're staggered, which is fantastic, and they're also not very deep, which means you don't need to go routing out your guitar like I did with the Fender Hot Noiseless pickups. These are the first sort of set of noiseless pickups I've tried, maybe in a long time, other than my Danny Gatton pickups here, that I'm considering leaving in the guitar, and we'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But before we get into it, a huge thank you to Jordan for sending this out. I really appreciate it. If you want to take a look at these pickups, all the information will be in the description. Here we go. All right, let's get into it. We're going to make some noise with a real amplifier here in the room, dead clean. This is the Fender Blues Deluxe. It's loaded with an Eminence Swamp Thing speaker, mic'd up with a Shure SM57 and an AEA N22 ribbon mic. I'm going to play the same thing 5 times to show you each of the pickup combinations, and then we'll play some different stuff. But I just wanted to give you a good indication of how balanced these pickups are and how they sound starting on neck. Here we go. So they've got the feel under the fingers, which is something a lot of noiseless pickups don't have, especially that neck position. Now, there's a few things I've noticed about these pickups. The neck responds exactly like how it should. When you dig in, it gives you a lot back. So I was playing both soft and then with some attack, and you can really feel the difference under your fingers. I also love these in-between positions. They're super stratty in a good way. So this is neck and middle pickups together. Then you got this one, which is bridge and middle. Again, they're all dead silent. It's great. Bit of a bung note there, but we do what we do. So that's great. If you like to play rhythm on the neck pickup, I think you'll really get a kick out of this. I mean, they feel great to play. I can play that all day. Bridge pickup has a little bit more low end than I was expecting, and that middle position definitely has the attack of a middle position. It's great. All right, let's make some noise with a little bit of blues. I'm going to be using the left side of the Throne of Tone set up in the King of Tone kind of sound. So this is kind of what I used in the intro track, and then I clicked on the second side. So we'll play some blues here because these are a great set of blues pickups. Pedal on, dead quiet. Yeah. That middle pickup's got quite a lot of high-end attack on it. Over to bridge and middle. Now the bridge pickup kind of reminds me of my old Texas Specials, which had this really sort of snappy high end. And on its own, it can sound a little bit too bright, but in the mix, it sounds really great. So yeah, bridge pickup's really nice to play. It's got the attack there that you want, and yeah, I really like that. Now, if you like to use your tone control in combination with the bridge pickup, here's how it sounds. So this is with the tone wide open. About a third on. About half. So yeah, you can definitely get that bridge pickup to mellow out if you like to use the tone controls. Up next, we're going to test out both sides of the Throne of Tone on for a little blues, some rhythm guitar stuff, and just some lead guitar, thanks to both drive circuits at 3 o'clock. Here we go, this is neck. Now let's turn down. So this is my volume control down. I haven't done anything to the pedal. Volume control back up. And that middle position's killer. Yeah, and neck and middle, which I wouldn't usually use for high gain stuff, but have a listen. mean, the dynamics are great with these. You do lose just a hair at top end, but not much when you turn down. There's no high pass filter in here, and these are designed to basically sound the same with or without one. So yeah, you just basically just up from off really just brings in a nice clean tone. The top end's still there, but I guess you just hear it more obviously when it's louder, but let's all the way back up. Let us know what you think of the tones of that. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm going to talk about how these feel to play, what I'm hearing in the room, and whether or not I think they're a great set of noiseless pickups or not, because I don't like recommending things that I wouldn't use personally. Would I use these personally? Yes. Do I plan on using these personally? Absolutely. So if you're unfamiliar with my channel, if you've just rocked up, I put a set of Lace Sensor Gold pickups in here over a year ago. It was probably closer to a year and a half or something like that ago. And I've been absolutely loving those pickups, but they're not as noiseless as I first anticipated. But I tried Fender Noiseless pickups and I went back to the Lace Sensors because they felt so much better to play. When I dig in, they actually give you a lot back. And what that means is if you're playing with a bit of drive and you really hit the guitar, I found the Lace Sensors responded like single coil pickups. It gave you that nice, juicy, squishy sort of feeling under the fingers, which I didn't get from my Fender Hot Noiseless pickups as easily. These have that, which I really like. So I'm getting the benefit of a completely noiseless set of pickups here, but with the attack and feel of a traditional set of noiseless pickups. Now, there's always a compromise in terms of how things sound in an isolated test, but the true test is through an amp with a pedal I'm familiar with and playing dynamically. And in those situations, that's where these really shine. I haven't played a set of Strat noiseless pickups I've liked anywhere near as much as these. I actually really like how they look as well. They've got that traditional look, but with absolutely no buzz and any sort of tonal compromise between, the bridge pickup maybe having more low-end oomph than a traditional set of Strat pickups. I actually really like that. I think it's a great sort of fat tone in the mix, and I think it's going to sound great. Now, the only other set of pickups that I've stuck with long term that are completely noiseless are my Joe Barton Danny Gatton pickups here in my Telecaster. And I love the feel and tone of those. They feel great under the fingers. They give me all the same sort of feeling that these give me when I really dig in, which can't be said for a lot of noiseless pickups. They're either too ice picky or the attack's weird, or they don't have as much sort of picking dynamics. These actually feel so good to play. And the white pickguard in here also looks pretty good. So I'm going to try these out live. The venue I play at a lot of the time is unusable with single coils and almost unusable with my Lace Sensor pickup. So I'm going to try these out and show a little bit of a live context mix with these as well, because I think that's an important test to do, a real world test outside of the studio here. But yeah, massive thanks to the guys from Toneride for sending these out. You're going to be seeing these in this guitar a lot more. I think the biggest takeaway here is that these feel really nice with no buzz. And for me, that's what it's all about. If they didn't feel good, I wouldn't recommend them. I would tell you that, certain things feel a bit different. And the only difference is I think the middle pickup here has a little bit more attack than I'm used to, and the bridge pickup has a little bit more low end. But, you could adjust things like that by changing the height of the pickups, but they feel so good. And that's the takeaway. I'm going to put these in the best of 2025. I'm really impressed with the tone I could get out of these. There's none of that weird clacky thing that you might find with certain types of noiseless pickups. They're very good. Anyway, if you want to take a look at these, I'll link them down below and you'll be seeing this Strat rocking what look like single coil pickups again. I'll catch you soon. See ya.